Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Talking Sports with Miles and Andrew, episode 12. I'm one of your hosts, Miles Shield. This is my co-host,
Andrew Volkman. Hey, we got a 2 mic system going today. I am sorry if my volume is low and I'm a little staticky because we are having some issues. So please disregard that until the next couple episodes.
Yeah,
So I'm going to try to talk as less as possible, I guess.
Yeah, our producers are going to be getting new cords, so then we can get rolling with it. But we got a packed episode today, right, Andrew?
Yes, sir.
So we got a lot of debates because me and Andrew thought, hey, if we get 2 mics, we can really debate because we have gotten feedback that we agree too much. Ooh, I can turn into the Stephen A. Smith of this podcast if you want me to. And I'll come in with some crazy...
Hey, I can too. Hey, you see the 2 mic system working? There you go.
Yeah, there we go. All right. So we're going to be talking about our QAQB. First time we're starting off with it. It's going to be Aaron Rodgers. We got to talk about Anthony Richardson's injury, Daniel Jones getting a chance, maybe even Riley Leonard on that Colts team. Speaking of Colts, go Hunter Wooler. Hopefully he'll be on soon.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, and then we're going to be talking about Giannis Antetokounmpo. We're going to have a little debate about that. Love Giannis, but we have different opinions. We are also going to be talking about the Brewers, and Andrew's going to give a little update about that. We have our random debate of the day, which is a new segment we're hoping to keep going. It's going to be awesome. Sometimes it's going to be about sports, sometimes it's not. This time it is, and we'll talk about that later. So, starting us off, QAQB, Aaron Rodgers signs a 1-year, $13.6 million deal with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and that deal could turn into $20 million with incentives. Andrew, thoughts on this deal?
The Steelers getting a quarterback is good, but the only problem is it's bad for them now in the short term and in the long term. Why? Because Aaron Rodgers, realistically, he's not going to do anything better than Russell Wilson or Justin Fields could do. And long term, he's only going to be there for a year, and he's 42. And if the Steelers have another competitive season where they are a wild card team but get eliminated in the first round, they're not going to be set up for a good draft position. And right now with Ohio State quarterback, what's his name?
Will Howard.
Will Howard, thank you. It's not going to help them. And maybe Will Howard could develop, but realistically, I'm not going to see him as an above average quarterback. So I don't like the signing long term or short term for Aaron Rodgers. I'm happy that he signed, and the Steelers have a serviceable quarterback that's not Mason Rudolph. No disrespect to Mason Rudolph. Love him, by the way. But it just doesn't work at all for the Steelers with any of their plans.
I cannot agree with that. I just can't. Because you think about it, Aaron Rodgers last year put up a very decent 41-year-old season.
And that's the same thing. It's the same season that Russell Wilson put up. And he was with a honestly better offense with the Jets. They had Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, and Alan Lazard. Yeah, Robert Saleh may be a crappy coach, but I don't think that Aaron Rodgers, the trade-off between Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, that's not anything better, or it's just anything worse, honestly.
Well, I mean, who won four MVPs?
That was like a couple years ago.
We cannot take that away from him.
Yeah,
I think
but he's 42.
But you give him DK Metcalf.
They could be very good.
Yes.
But I just don't see it. Like, even Garrett Wilson with Aaron Rodgers wasn't better. And DK Metcalf, if I know my numbers correctly, is a lot older than Garrett Wilson.
Yes.
So I don't see it being better. And
I see it as a win-now team.
Yeah, but are they going to win now? The defense is good. The offense is honestly the same as it was with Russell Wilson and George Pickens.
Oh, you're really telling me that George Pickens is the same as DK Metcalf?
Yeah, they're basically the same player. They have the same production. And yeah, they don't have the same locker room drama. Like, Pickens is way worse than Metcalf, but it's just the same offense pretty much without Najee Harris. And yeah, they got Pat Freiermuth. They're going to probably be slotting in full time again, but I just don't see this as an upgrade over last year's offense. I really don't.
Well, do they go and make a trade for Kyle Pitts?
No.
What? Why not?
They're getting Jonnu Smith. We forget that they're...
No, I just saw that the deal's not going through.
And I just saw it yesterday. It is going back through. Hold on, let me look.
I would drop Jonnu Smith and go for Kyle Pitts.
Let me look at
Kyle, you get your offense with DK Metcalf, Kyle Pitts. We heard that there were talks Alan Lazard, which is the guy you mentioned that made Rodgers, right?
Yeah.
You put Lazard on the Steelers, you put Kyle Pitts on the Steelers, you put DK Metcalf on the Steelers. You have Iowa running back Caleb Johnson has an insane year randomly out of nowhere. You could have a really good team.
And the other thing I want to mention, this is completely unrelated, but Donald Parham Jr. tore his Achilles, so he's going to be out for the rest of the year. So they are really rocking with Pat Freiermuth at tight end. I'm looking at anything I can find. Hold on. I just don't see any of this working.
Andrew, no, absolutely not. I don't think the Steelers will be a Super Bowl team. I'll say that. But I do think they can contend for a wild card spot and make it into the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree with that part. But
Okay.
Again, it's the same thing as last year. I've been saying this the whole time. It's the same thing as last year with Russell Wilson, and they're not going to be set up for a good position in the draft, which means they're not going to get a good quarterback like Arch Manning. Obviously, they're not going to get Arch Manning.
Right. He's going number one.
Yeah, but it's not going to set him up in a position to get a better quarterback for the future. Like, yeah, Will Howard could be good, but he's a couple years away, and realistically, he may not make it more than a backup at best.
I think Aaron Rodgers is going to put up a better year than he did last year. Would you agree?
I don't know. I feel like the numbers are going to be really similar because I think the numbers compared to last year for Aaron Rodgers will be exactly the same as.
But that's him coming off that Achilles.
Again, it is another year removed from the Achilles injury. I just don't see it as. I don't know. I just don't see it being any better than last year with the Steelers. I really don't.
But we can agree Steelers make playoffs with Rodgers at the helm.
Yeah, but it's not. You think it's a better signing. I don't think it is.
Okay.
I don't think it's a good move for the Steelers.
Rodgers at the helm, make playoffs, moving on. Anthony Richardson, Daniel Jones, Andrew, what do you got?
So, according to Shane Steichen, who reported this to, according to Shane Steichen and per Adam Schefter, we know that Anthony Richardson is dealing with a shoulder injury and will not report to minicamp next week, and this could keep him out for a couple weeks into the NFL season. And now we've seen Anthony Richardson basically 2 out of the 3 years he's been in the league deal with shoulder injuries. So I'm not liking that for Anthony Richardson, and I'm a big Anthony Richardson fan, but that's not good for him or for the Colts, and that does mean that Daniel Jones or Riley Leonard will get an opportunity. It's just not a good thing, and my family are Colts fans, and I know they are just like going like, oh, why is Anthony Richardson hurt all the time? And I don't think Daniel Jones is much better. I don't think he is better than Anthony Richardson. I think Daniel Jones is less accurate and doesn't have the arm strength Anthony Richardson does. But it's just me. It's just maybe me. And then Riley Leonard, he's a rookie, so we won't know anything about him until we see him get into the game. Moving on. We're going to move on to a discussion about Giannis Antetokounmpo. We talked about him a couple weeks ago when the Bucks were eliminated from the playoffs and some trade rumors were sparking. And me and Miles both agreed then, but we don't agree now. I don't think the Bucks should trade Giannis, and I don't think they will trade Giannis. Why? Because it's going to be Spain for the Bucks either way. I think, honestly, let it be Spain with Giannis on the team.
What's Spain, like the country?
Pain. I forgot to say Spain without the S.
Okay. All right. Well, sorry to cut you off, but I'm going to get going here.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Listen, love Giannis. I'm a huge Giannis fan. And Giannis, if you're listening, I love you. You've done great. I wish we could keep you, but we can't.
Uh-huh.
We can't. We just cannot. All right? We don't have the team to surround him with players that will win. We don't have the money to surround him with players that will win, right?
Yeah.
So we say we keep him. Say we do what you say, right? Yeah. People keep coming. They keep coming to a losing team who maybe makes the playoffs and then gets eliminated by the Pacers again.
Honestly, it'll be like the Steelers.
I mean, it'll be terrible.
Yeah.
And it'll be brutal. It'll be heartbreaking, right? And then another year goes by. Giannis leaves in free agency, goes to the Lakers, and brings them another championship, right?
There you go. I guess that's the thing that could happen.
That's something that could happen. And even if you keep him, right? what are you going to do? You're going to surround him with more Torian Princes, more Brook Lopez's, more guys who are cheap, and they're hoping they'll have a 15-point per game season.
Yeah.
And that's not going to cut it.
Yeah.
No Dame Lillard. Who's going to fill in that spot? We know they're not a good team without Dame Lillard, even with Giannis, right?
I mean, to be fair, when Dame was not playing for a couple of games because of his blood clot in his calf, the Bucks were able to fill that role with Kevin Porter Jr. So, I mean, can they keep that up for a full season? No. But I think overall, the Bucks without Dame and with Giannis, it may not be as bad as you think and what everyone else is thinking. Yeah, they're going to have holes at shooting guard and maybe small forward and maybe center.
So the whole team, that's what you're saying.
A lot of holes, but I still think that the main two pieces with Giannis and Dame potentially back for another year after next season, the 25-26 season, the 26 and 27 season. I know I'm looking really far in the future, but it could potentially work out. And I may be off my rocker. I may be letting my Bucks bias get to me and my lack of NBA knowledge compared to Miles.
All right, wait. Here's my question, though.
What?
You're thinking ahead in the future.
Yeah.
In the future, 4 years, is Giannis still with the team?
I mean, in this world, in the world I have in my head.
Right. What world is that? What do they do in 4 years? Year number one. Next year, what do they do? Where do they go?
Dame sits out the whole year because he's hurt.
Yep.
But they keep Giannis. I think they honestly could get Brook Lopez back for cheap.
Yep.
Because he's on an expiring deal.
Yep.
He's going to be older. He's
Yep.
still good on defense.
Mm-hmm.
And he can knock down some threes per every game. So he'll be realistically making 10 points per game.
Yep.
You'll have Giannis, Kuzma, who I'm looking at a bounce back next year for Kuz.
Yeah.
And then shooting guard, there's going to be a little bit of a question mark there.
Right.
But honestly, AJ Green is still really good.
Yeah. How far did they make it?
Fringe playoff team.
Okay.
Like, they're going to look at this and say, it's a reload/retool year for the Bucks. It's a year without Dame. You're not going to have crazy high expectations.
Okay. Year two,
Dame comes back. They'll probably have Kevin Porter Jr. slotting at shooting guard.
Right.
I think Kuz has... I think this will be his...
Mind you, no rookies. We have no picks for 5 years.
No picks. I think Kuz is still around. I think Kuz will still be around. It'll be Giannis, and then probably Bobby takes over that center position, or they move Giannis to center, Bobby to power forward, whatever they go with.
Yep.
And then they'll have a mix of AJ Green or Brook Lopez on the bench. They'll have those guys lead the way.
Okay.
And then next year it will be more
Year three.
I realistically think that we'll see one of our picks this year.
Wait. Year three. Year two would be contract year. So end of year two is contract year. Where do they go end of year two? Where do they go? How far do they go?
I haven't looked that far in the future.
Okay, well, you're saying look at the future. So you're saying, say they get eliminated round one, playoffs year two.
Hold on. I only said 2 years. I only named 2 years in the future.
Okay.
And at that point, I think that would be 2028. So, I mean, I can't really go that far. Like 2029, I think is the last year we don't have picks. I think.
Well, Giannis's deal ends 28.
I think he does end 28, but I think we have an option for 29. So.
Okay. I'm gonna give you my look into the future if we trade Giannis, right?
Fine.
All right. Here's my first sign that Giannis needs to get traded. Look at the finals, right? We all remember Pacers Paul George. They use Paul George in a trade that sends a bunch of picks and players. It sends George to the Thunder, bunch of picks and players to the Pacers. Was it Domantas Sabonis?
Yeah, Sabonis.
Sabonis. Wait, no, it was Thunder to Pacers.
Yeah.
My bad. I completely mixed it up. All right, Thunder to Pacers. What am I talking about? Never mind whatever I just said, all right? But in the end, the Thunder used George and got SGA. The Pacers used what they got from the George trade to get Tyrese Halliburton. Those two players are the two biggest players in the NBA Finals right now. We just saw Tyrese Halliburton hit the game-winning shot, which was insane, as the Pacers won by 1 in Game 1. All right? And we saw You trade your big player. You get the right guys back.
Yeah.
You get good draft picks, right? Because one of the draft picks that the Thunder got in that Paul George trade, they used to get Jalen Williams, who's averaging over 20 points per game and is a huge star,
Yeah,
all-star, right? So here's my message. You can rebuild, right, really quickly if you do the right trade. Now, there's two options I think that could be the right trade. Number one, and this is I probably prefer this option. You trade Giannis to the Spurs.
Yeah. Okay.
You get number 2.
Mm-hmm.
You get a few other young guys, maybe Stephen Castle, Jeremy Shokan, maybe Devin Vassell, right? You get a bunch of picks. And then with pick number 2, you draft Dylan Harper from the Rutgers. Mm-hmm. He's going to be great. He'll fill in that guard spot. Him and Kevin Porter Jr. will kind of platoon there.
And for like season 1, they may like be like 1-2.
Yeah.
Dame out. Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking, right? Giannis goes on, maybe gets close to a finals with the Spurs. I mean, you got Wemby, De'Aaron Fox, and Giannis. You got to win something.
Yeah.
And then and you rebuild. You get a bunch of good picks. You retool. You end up, shipping out. Brook Lopez leaves in a little bit. Kuzma, you may use as a trade piece. Mavericks, all right? Mavericks, you get number 1, you get Cooper Flagg. This guy is allegedly supposed to be a generational talent. I am a little nervous. I'm getting, for some reason, Ben Simmons vibes from him, right? We were thinking Ben Simmons is the guy.
Yeah, we were.
Right? We've all seen that video when, what was it, Colin Cowherd or whatever?
Oh, yeah.
Said that LeBron can stay away, Ben Simmons is here. And now look at Ben Simmons, right? Yeah. He's averaging, 6 points per game? And he's a bench.
Where is he now?
He got picked up. Clippers.
He's on Clippers.
That is one thing I am scared about because if we get the number 1 pick, it's going to be, we're going to get less back for that. So we'd be banking everything off of Cooper Flagg, where if we go to the Spurs, it's safer. Here is where you combine it, right? You do a 3-team deal, Bucks, Spurs, Mavs. You get some guys, since the Mavs need to win now with Klay Thompson, Anthony Davis, and Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
So.
And Kyrie's going to miss some time too.
Right. So you use guys, Kyle Kuzma, you use Giannis. You say Giannis goes to the Mavs. You say Kuzma goes to the Spurs. You add a bunch of different things in. Picks are swapped. In the end, Mavs, actually, forget what I just said. I'm kind of all over the place today.
Yeah.
But here's what I'm saying. You need to trade Giannis to rebuild quickly. Because here's what I see if we don't trade Giannis. We sink. Dame comes back even year 2, so this would be year 2. Dame comes back. Nothing like his old self. That Achilles has completely thrown off his shot. He just is not the same old Dame. Giannis struggles with injuries in year 2, ends up leaving the team. Now, they have no draft picks for the next, 2 or 3 years. Yeah. And they have nothing. Nobody's going to want to go to their team because they have no draft picks. They're not going to have anyone who's going to build that. Doc Rivers is out with Giannis, and we're in a bad spot. Where we trade Giannis, we give ourselves a chance to fight back. All right? Any last words? Because I think we got to get moving here.
I mean, honestly, I may have to reconsider.
Okay.
But for right now, I'm going to lean on my Bucks bias because I've tried to never be biased or too biased in my life, at least towards the Bucks. So I'm going to stick with my bias right now, but I will reconsider. And if I come back to you and this trade does happen, I will say, you were right.
Yep.
I was wrong.
Yep.
And hopefully I'll have better mic quality by then.
Yeah. 100%. I just want us to all think that, remember what Andrew said. I was right. He was wrong. Let's remember that.
Just wait until the trade happens.
Okay.
No.
I convince you.
No.
Yep, we're going to end it there. End it there, folks.
No. Wait until the supposed trade will happen. May happen. And we'll reevaluate from there.
It's gonna happen. Oh shoot! I forgot he had headphones and he can hear me. Okay, yeah.
We'll evaluate the trade that may happen, and we'll look
Yeah.
at it a different way, or
Yep.
I will look at it a different way.
Okay, Andrew,
All right.
how are the Brewers doing?
Well, right now they are 30-34.
Whew.
That's not great, but it's a lot better than where we were about 2 weeks ago when we last talked about them. And they are 6 games back in the division, so they are third place right now. And they are 2.5 games back of the third wild card spot. And most recently, Brandon Woodruff got another setback during his next rehab start. He got hit by a line drive in the elbow, the pitching elbow, and he has a bruise there. So he's not going to be on the rehab assignment for maybe another week. And he's had so many setbacks in his rehab assignments. He was so close to getting back off the injury list back in like May during the Philly series, and then he got ankle issues. Great. So then it was pushed back about 2 weeks into this first weekend of June, or last weekend of June. And what does he do? He gets hit in the elbow. So Brandon Woodruff, right now there's no for sure timetable. We're hoping that he will be back on the mound for the Brewers in late June. And coming up in July, we'll get Garrett Mitchell, our starting center fielder, back. Blake Perkins, who's been out all year with a broken shin. Nestor Cortez Jr. only made 2 starts for us before an elbow injury got him sidelined. He'll be back in the All-Star break. And same with Connor Thomas, who also went down with an elbow injury. So we still have a couple guys that are on the injury list, but we're waiting for them to all return. So things are looking good, hopefully, in the later half of June and the early half of July. And then we have the trade deadline. And based where these next couple weeks go, we could either see the Brewers be buyers or sellers again. So we'll have to wait and see. These injuries will probably determine how good our team is and whether we'll be buyers or sellers at the trade deadline. And realistically, the only thing I think we might need is a better left side of the infield, because Joey Ortiz has been pretty abysmal at the plate, but he's been really good on defense, so I can't knock him too much. And then Caleb Durbin has been at third base, and then Andre Monasterio has been platooning in there as well. So, I mean, it's Andre Monasterio. So, I'm not really sure if Andre Monasterio and Caleb Durbin are the platoon going forward, but I would like to see a different player over there at third base, and maybe Ortiz moves back to short. I don't know. We're all waiting for Jesus Made, the 18-year-old phenom, 17-year-old phenom, by the way, and Cooper Pratt to come up. So, anyway, Brewers injuries have piled up, but we're getting a lot of guys back, so we're just going to have to wait and see. And right now, a lot of guys in the rotation, like Chad Patrick, they've been holding it down for us. So, oh, jeez. Hit the table, guys. I'm so sorry. But we just got to wait and see. It's been the story of the Brewers for this whole year. Just got to wait and see.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, Christian Yelich has been hot. It's been very nice to see.
Very hot.
So we're going into our newest segment.
Oh, boy.
Random debate of the day. And when we first thought of this segment, we were thinking maybe not go the sports direction. But this debate is too big, too controversial to deny. Are you ready?
Sure.
All right, here we go. Who's the GOAT of the NBA? Michael Jordan or LeBron James?
Hey, I mean, it doesn't have to be just those two.
Yeah,
wait. Put that in there.
Kobe could
Shaq,
definitely is it
Shaq,
Larry Bird, Magic Johnson,
Bill Russell could be in there.
Wilt Chamberlain.
There you go.
We got some guys there.
Giannis could be throwing that conversation. Maybe.
Woo,
maybe.
No Bucks bias right there? Question mark.
No Bucks bias.
Kareem, if we're going that way, let's go. Okay,
Hey, he's part of the Lakers. There's a lot of Lakers in there.
Who's the GOAT?
My GOAT is LeBron.
No, not at all.
Okay, let me list it off for LeBron. He's been consistent his whole career. MJ at the final, 2 years of his career when he went to the Wizards?
Yeah.
Sucked. He was just awful. And then he became an owner of the Hornets. This is after he's done playing. The Hornets were awful when he was their owner. And then he sold the team. And now he owns NASCAR. And he's suing NASCAR. So I don't like Michael Jordan right now. I really don't. Listen to my NASCAR podcast if you want to hear more about that. By
Talking NASCAR. It's on Spotify spinoff series. It's great. All right, continue.
LeBron, he's also has the point record. He has 4 championships. LeBron, I know Jordan has more than that, but they've been tougher championships to earn. Who was the other big guy in that era when Michael Jordan was playing? That's right.
I'd say the Jazz. The Jazz were pretty tough.
Who?
The Jazz. John Stockton. You got
Who?
Continue before I start going
John
on my
Stockton
rant.
isn't the big household name that
Karl Malone.
Karl Malone was a monster truck driver. Believe me, he actually was.
Did I get the name wrong?
No, Karl Malone was an NBA player and he was a monster truck driver. Just don't get me wrong.
Okay.
Anyway, it's LeBron has gone through a tougher battle to get those 4 championships. Stephen Curry's been another guy, and he got one of those championships without Kyrie Irving. So, I mean, LeBron has faced a lot better competition than Michael Jordan has. So I'm gonna hold that over Michael Jordan for a little while, and then LeBron also played with his son Bronny, and Bronny's been all right. So
Yeah.
the genes are rubbing off on Bronny a little bit.
All right.
There's my take on LeBron.
Going to Karl Malone, we're not even in the GOAT debate, but Karl Malone is third on all-time scoring.
Not known to me.
I mean, come on, man. All right, continuing. Michael Jordan, I think you have to know he's the greatest of all time. All right, number one, before we even get into all his insane awards and domination, right? This man shaped the game. LeBron wouldn't be who LeBron is without Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is the reason why basketball went international. Michael Jordan redefined the game as we know it. His electric play, his dunks, right? And let's also go to this. LeBron has his own, little clothing line.
His shoes are pretty cool, I would say.
Yeah, right. Everyone knows the Jordans. Jordan's shoes are everywhere.
Wasn't there a scandal with Nike about that?
No, let's not go. Wasn't there a movie about Nike with Matt Damon? Yeah, let's go into the stats here. All right, who won 6 championships? Michael Jordan. Who won 6 NBA MVP in the finals? He was finals MVP. Guess how many times? 6 times. Yeah, 6. 6, along with his 6 championships, right? Also, he was a 5-time MVP. 5-time MVP. All right? He was 10-time All NBA first team. He was Defensive Player of the Year. He's a 3-time All-Star. And this is when, in the All-Star game, you got to look it up. When it was like prime time, the guys were insane, right? And they actually played in the All-Star game. There was real defense, which takes me to the other point. You look now, LeBron's a baby compared to Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, if LeBron had a flu, we all know that historic flu game.
Oh, yeah.
If LeBron had the flu, he'd be out for a week.
Oh.
Let's be honest with ourselves, all right? It is tougher defense. It is tougher to score back in the 90s when Michael Jordan was there. There was less fouls called. People were just getting smacked and beat up, right? He is a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. He is really the definition of greatest of all time. And it's hard to deny it, right? He had on his team Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, and he really took those guys to higher places, right?
Same could be said about LeBron with, I don't know, Anthony Davis and
Anthony Davis was good before he went in. Let's be honest. Anthony Davis was a rising star before the Lakers.
Fair, I guess. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
See, this is what I'm saying. Like, you have to look at it, right? Where LeBron has so many easier opportunities to score now.
Yeah.
Right? And you can argue MJ didn't have as long and luscious as a career as LeBron. Well, I have a reason for that. You know why? Because Michael Jordan actually got hit. Michael Jordan actually played through injuries. That is why he's not able to play longer. And Michael Jordan played baseball. So
everyone knows that, dude. Come on. Oh, come on.
Oh, and they were both in Space Jam, so that's easier there. But Space Jam 1's way better than Space Jam 2.
I can't deny that. I can't deny that a little bit. I can't deny that.
Yep. So in the end, what do we have for this episode's length?
About 30 minutes.
30 minutes? All right. Okay, it's good to wrap up and say Michael Jordan is the greatest NBA player of all time. Leave in the comments who you think is. And leave in the comments if it's like Kobe or Larry Bird or something.
Hey, I'll put a poll down there. Because I'm gonna be editing this video and I'm gonna be posting it. I'll put a poll down there.
Yeah. But Andrew, did I change your mind?
I'm gonna have to think about it, man.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to think about it.
I'm gonna give myself the win there. So I think I won.
Miles might be the best sports debater of all time.
They call me the lawyer of sports. Zion, I'm not gonna be your lawyer. Sorry. Okay. Moving on. That's it.
Yeah.
Any final words before we wrap it up?
Go check out Talking NASCAR with Andrew Volkman on Spotify. Go check it out.
Good show. I've listened to it.
I need listeners, guys. Please.
Oh, and we're going to be going multi-platform. We're going to hopefully get on YouTube. We're hopefully going to get on, what was it, iHeartRadio? Apple Podcasts.
iHeartRadio might be stretching it, but we'll work towards it.
We'll see. So I'm just saying, we also, soon we're expecting safety / linebacker of the Indianapolis Colts. Hunter Wooler will be on with us soon, and Travis Beckham at some point this summer. So it's going to be great. And for those of you who don't know Travis Beckham, he was a tight end Super Bowl champion with the New York Giants. That's the final words.
I'm also going to get better mic quality. I don't know how many times I have to say it. I'm going to get it.
We'll make it better.
We'll make it better.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.